on, Pinball Land? Welcome. It's episode 12 of the Flippin' Out Pinball Podcast. Episode 012. Greg, we're back again. We're not getting any weeks off. There's always something happening in the pinball world, and it's happened again. We have a tease game that we're going to talk about here in a second, but how are you doing? Are you recovered from Pinball Expo?
Yeah, I'm recovered.
You are recovered? You're good?
Yeah, it took a while, but yeah, I feel good now.
You know what, man? I developed like a little bit, I've never had this before, and I'm assuming it's like a tennis elbow, where the outside of my elbow feels really sore, like there's a bruise, and then I've got like the shooting weakness that goes into my forearm, and then a little bit up into my shoulder from
it's very much,
joint.
You know what that is? So I had that one time. That is most likely your ulnar nerve. Look that up. It's a nerve.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I'm gonna write it down.
It'll get kind of pinched because it runs through like a place in your elbow, like it runs through a really weird place in your elbow, and it'll cause like weakness in your strength, like you can't grip things.
That's exactly right.
Yep.
Like
it literally goes up your shoulder too.
I'm trying to brush my teeth in the morning, and I can't get a grip and pull the toothbrush as close. So I'm brushing lefty, and it's a little bit hard brushing my teeth.
It's almost like a pinched nerve type deal.
It's weird.
Yeah, that goes on. Yep. Yeah, I had that really bad. It was like months, man, and really, really bad. Like I went to an orthopedist for it and looked, and luckily I didn't have to have surgery or have anything. It's just physical therapy. Once we get off here, I'll teach you some things. They're called glides. I'll teach you some physical therapy moves that truly do work and help mine out. I'll teach them to you. So,
well, it's also impacting my Golden Tee game, which I'm not playing Golden Tee lefty, and it's hurting my trackball impact. So we'll see how it pans out. But yeah, I'll take you up on that. So Spooky Pinball released the teaser yesterday on Sunday, officially confirming the game Beetlejuice as the next title. The teaser, which you have a lot of inside information on that teaser since you helped produce the thing. Was pretty amazing, right? You see, you've got the woman who walks up to the machine. Mm-hmm. She says Beetlejuice 3 times. At each time the name is said, the machine does something to react, and then on the third Beetlejuice, the title comes up on the screen, and Spooky's like, "Yeah, here it is, Beetlejuice." But they also showed Spooky Speak as being a highlighted part of the game, which it caused a little bit of discussion on the social media networks and Pinside and whatnot. People were speculating, is this a voice-activated game?
Yeah, so, I mean, so we were front and center with that game on there. Yes, it is voice-activated. And, that was kind of the thing with the Spooky Speaks. That was something that, Spooky was very adamant about, that even in the teaser that they wanted to showcase and to get across to people. And, when you're trying to tease a game, yet show such a prominent feature and get it to resonate with people so they understand what it is, that is an extremely difficult thing to do. So, there was a lot of different workings and a lot of storyboarding and different things that we had worked out about how complicated we wanted this teaser. But, back to our original teaser discussion on this show, we needed to make it so that it was not lengthy at all. We wanted it to the point to still tease it without showing too much, that sort of thing. So, we kind of settled on what we did. And I think that we did showcase it, and I think a lot of people got it. The Zach's editing, as always, was masterful. Yep. I thought it looked beautiful. Yep. I fell in love with it. As simplistic as what that whole thing was.
It's a quintessential teaser, right? I mean, it drives hype, it starts discussion, it confirms the theme. It was not too revealing as far as what the game has in store on the playfield. So yeah, I was a big fan of how that came out.
Yeah, I was too, and I was very happy the way it turned out, and I do think it showcased it. And I have to give a big shout out to the actress in that video. I've done enough acting in my life. I know it sounds stupid that you're just walking up to a game, but to hit that mark in front of the camera and to go straight up to the game like that, and just to be poised and to make that work and not look goofy or that you're uncomfortable is a very hard thing to do. So, giant shout out to that actress.
whoever she may be.
She
did a solid job.
Yeah.
So the game is going to be coming out November 14th. It's a Friday. And the reason I bring that up, in our previous podcasts, again, we talked about teasers. What's the proper teaser? What's the proper length between teasing a game, revealing the theme, and then actually revealing the game? It looks like here we've got roughly about 3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And when you think about the previous release from Spooky Pinball being Evil Dead, And you think about, that game sold out eventually. It wasn't something that sold out immediately. It was a little bit of a slower burn. They eventually sold out. And now what you're seeing with that game now are those games that originally were selling for $10,000 or selling, in the used market for $15,000, $16,000.
Mm-hmm.
Winchester Mystery House comes out recently, and they've got that limited run of 525 games that sold out almost instantaneously within 24 hours. So with Spooky Pinball now coming off of Evil Dead, seeing how the market reacted to the Winchester reveal, with 999 Beetlejuice units, what would your prediction be as far as, one, does this game sell out? And if it does, how long are you looking as far as the window goes before they're all spoken for? Because again, the game isn't even going to be officially revealed for 3 more weeks.
Oh man, so 100% sold out. It's going to 100% sell out. And I honestly think it's going to be a day one thing. A little information for the customer. We started this interested list a while ago, and it quickly became very popular. This was a rumored game for a long time, and we wanted to do the right thing by our people. So we did not take deposits early. We did not want to start taking those deposits. Now that kind of puts us, in a lot more work on our end and a lot more stuff. But again, we just did not feel right asking people for their money on a game that they have not seen, don't really know anything about. And at one point,
it's hard from a business standpoint too, to just, it's hard to deny money.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? It's like if somebody wants to give you money in a sales position or in a business, like you should be probably open to taking it. But there's a lot of, I don't know what the correct word is there, but there's principle involved and how you can, I get it.
Yeah, and again, it's costing us a lot more work on that end, but we're still wanting to look out for the people. So, all this entire weekend, Zach worked, day and night, contacting people, trying to get emails, get responses of the people that are going to be guaranteed a game that are on our list, in correlation to what our allotment is. So that puts us in the spot to where we won't fully know who gets a game until that November 4th release date, because some of those people are just, some of them already have said, no, I'm just not interested. I kind of jumped the gun sort of thing. And so we know to move on to the next person on the list. But some of these people, once the game is revealed, they might back out on the game. So
and let's be realistic. I would assume there are people on multiple lists too. So if you end up getting a game somewhere else, you're probably coming off of our list and vice versa, right? So there's a little bit of positioning to be had on the back end of this.
So but that being said, even with that list, even though that you could get moved up into a guaranteed spot, that is going to happen with some people, but I don't know if I see it happening a lot just because of all of the hype around this game, because how beautiful this game is. I know how beautiful this game is. I know what's in it. So I personally do not see that many people falling off the list. We hate that, and we hate that we're not going to know until November 14th. But that's why we kind of gave, kind of a hard timeline for those people as well that are guaranteed that spot in accordance to our allotment, because we want to be able to move on to that next person on that list, as soon as possible on that actual launch day. So again, it puts more work on us, but we just wanted to, like you said, have a little bit of principle around it and try to do what was right and not take this money. And for those of you who did get that email and those who are guaranteed that spot, you can put a deposit down now. Like, we're not denying your deposit. So you can actually put a deposit down if you want to feel more secure on that game and feel more locked in. But, it's not required until that game is actually released.
And I want to clarify one thing. When I talk about being principled and principles and that sort of thing, I'm not suggesting that somebody that was set up to take money as a distributor isn't principled or is unethical by any means, because I completely understand as a business owner accepting somebody's money if they're willing to give it to you. It's just how we approached it on this.
Another thing for any of you buyers out there that have that spot, don't freak out and don't panic about the accessories, about the topper or anything else. The topper and accessories are unlimited on this game. They're not limited to a particular number or anything else. So, once this game is launched November 14th, the coming week or 2 weeks after that, we'll make sure to reach out to you, if we haven't already heard, if you want a topper and so forth, to get that topper. So don't feel, that you have to make that decision on day one and everything else with, you're trying to secure your game. Just don't freak out over that, because again, we will get you taken care of on your topper. That's not like the game to where that, it's immediate that we need to know.
So to summarize, if you're guaranteed a spot with Flippin' Out Pinball, you should have already received an invoice that allows you to place a deposit after the game is revealed. If you don't see it, check spam, and if it's still not there, don't be disappointed, because on launch day, there's still an opportunity to move up within that fulfillment list based on feedback on reveal day. Is that pretty safe to say?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think it's going to be very many, but we do every launch. We see people fall off the list. So, I mean,
right.
it is guaranteed that some people will. But again, just based on, what I know of this game and what I've seen, I don't think it's going to be very many.
Do you think Beetlejuice is a good theme for pinball? And I'm not asking you to comment on how the theme was, implemented within the game. I'm not asking you to talk about shots or any of that stuff, but just the idea of Beetlejuice.
Oh, I think it's amazing.
Because, yeah,
because it's quirky and fun. Like that is the best part. Anyone likes kind of a horror scary theme, but it's not overly scary. It's not even horror. It's just a spooky, scary theme. And Michael Keaton is just so phenomenal in it. Beetlejuice himself as a character is just so fun and goofy. There's great music in it. There's a lot of just fun stuff going on, and there's so much to the world with the house, with the netherworld and everything else, the sandworms, and just everything that you can just throw so much at it. It's insane. I think it's an absolutely perfect theme.
I hadn't seen the movie in a little bit. It had probably been at least 20 years or so before last time I saw Beetlejuice. When we went to Spooky Pinball to record the content on the game, I watched the movie the night before we went up because I just wanted to refamiliarize myself. And there's a lot that I forgot about the movie. It's really, it was cool seeing the actors in such a younger part of their careers.
Yeah.
But the movie holds up. Like it's short. It's like an hour, 25 minutes. It's not like 3.5, 4 hours you're watching Lord of the Rings or something like that. Like you can get it. And there's enough content in the movie, just weird, crazy parts of the movie where it kind of goes all over the place, that it lends itself well to, I would assume, like really cool modes and stuff. So I agree with you. And, for those of you that like amazing art packages.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I cannot wait for this game to be revealed. I am so excited for that actual full trailer to drop and everything else that's in, that Spooky has in store for it. I am so freaking excited about it.
It's fun when Spooky launches a game because the community is excited, and it's driven largely by the founders of the company. You got Bug and Luke and Morgan and everybody over there. AJ, everybody's going nuts. Everybody's excited about a reveal. They get on social media. They're very, very interactive with the community, especially in that sense. But now I'm going to ask you this, right? Because we realize their level of excitement, and we realize our level of excitement as enthusiasts and collectors and buyers and sellers and whatnot. How do you keep everybody from not going nuts over the next 3 weeks? Are we going to see something else that comes out between the official teaser, which was yesterday on Sunday, 26th, and November 14th? Because this is that window, right? Where how do you keep everybody engaged without it becoming boring or without it annoying people? How do you do it?
I oddly think with this one, though, I think that the theme is strong enough, and I think that the dedication to this title is, man, I would normally not be saying this, but I think that it easily holds up for the next 3 weeks. I think there is still enough excitement around this game and everything that really doesn't wander too much. It might for some people. And, if there is a game or something that is announced, anything comes out between now and then, I still think that for the most part, Spooky is pretty safe. I think people wanting this game, they know what they're getting out of Spooky. They know what they want. And I don't think that another game would possibly, would most likely pull their money away in this instance.
And just because it's so limited to at 999 units, I mean, you can extend that teaser campaign a little bit, because I'd agree with you. I think the game sells out. And I think if everybody was taking deposits today, I think the game could probably sell out today, to be very honest.
Oh, yeah, easily. I think so, too. Yeah, I think so. And that's why I think it's day one. And you kind of always argued that. You were like, dude, this game gets released, it's selling out day one.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 3 days, maybe a week, but now after everything, like I said, that we've seen that gigantic interest. That interest has really leaped in the last couple weeks. Around mid-October, that dude just, I mean, just because there was more rumblings and sort of confirmation of it in a sense from them, and that's when interest just exploded on this game.
Well, we'll see sooner than later here. So 3 more weeks, Spooky Pinball, Beetlejuice. We went online and we asked everybody in the community what they thought were their top 3 Halloween-themed pinball machines, or the best machines for Halloween. We compiled a top 5 list that we're going to talk about here in a second. Before we do that, wanted to go ahead and welcome a couple new Patreon members to the Patreon Club. We want to go ahead and welcome Chris and Morgan as new Patreon members, and Ryan, who came in at the Ultimate Wizard Mode tier, which is huge. And I appreciate that, all 3 of you. Thanks for coming aboard. But I also want to give a special shout out to Trace again. I forgot to mention this last week, but we had a new Patreon member, Jason, who had come in. And Jason is the recipient of another 1-year gift sub from Trace. This guy sells pinball machines, and he tags on the 1-year sub to the Flippin' Out Pinball Podcast Patreon Wizard Mode tier on these sales. So again, we welcomed him last week, and I failed to thank Trace
of all people
for another gifted sub. I know. He said I talk to Trace almost every single day, so I just didn't even put 2 and 2 together. But Patreon's growing, so go check it out over there. Patreon.com/Flippin' Out Pinball Podcast. Now on to the top 5 Halloween pinball machines. The top 5 machines best for Halloween. And so I've got a list of 5. Greg, you've got a list of 5. We asked the community to give us their top 3, and then we tabulated all of those results to come up with the community top 5. So I think some of these are not going to be surprises. Some of them might be surprises. There were a couple machines that were suggested that I never would have thought as like a Halloween pinball machine, but and there were some interesting jokes that came through on there as well. But I don't know. What do you think the best way is to kind of do this? Should we offer the community top 5?
Let's do community. We'll do community, and then we'll chime in on ours afterwards.
Okay.
Does that work?
So here we go. Yep. The Flippin' Out Pinball community top 5 Halloween pinball machines. Coming in at number 5, Greg, Bram Stoker's Dracula by Williams in 1993. Now, you have a lot of time on Dracula?
I don't have a ton of time, but I have enough time on it. I love it. It's one of those. I mean, I just love the theme, so it's hard for me to separate myself. I love Dracula. I love vampire stuff, so it's really hard for me to separate myself from that. Gameplay's fun. I mean, it's fun. It's kind of a one-trick pony. With your multi-balls and trying to stack those multi-balls and everything. To me, but there's still enough going on in there. It's still a fun game. It's a classic. It shoots really well. So I like it. Yeah, it's not.
I love the ambience that it creates. It creates that environment of being very scary and eerie. And then I think probably one of the most well-known celebrated mechs in all of pinball, that missed multi-ball where it drags the pinball across the playfield. Very, very cool. And audio-wise, that's just kind of a chilling game. I have not heard one with a pin sound in there.
But it's amazing with a pin sound. To me, it's a must-have. Like, I still love that old school sound. I sometimes I have a hard time. There are some games that I'd probably prefer to not have a pin sound in. But that game, dude, it's just you want that good crisp audio. It just adds that creep factor.
And it's creepy just with the original audio. So again, I can't imagine what pin sound does. All right, at number 4, Greg, we've got Elvira's House of Horrors, Stern Pinball 2019. This is one of my favorite games of all time. I love Elvira's House of Horrors. I love Scared Stiff. Party Monsters is okay. It's dated a little bit for me nowadays, but Scared Stiff and House of Horrors are kind of my go-tos. And with all just the C-rated movie clips, for some reason, it never gets old. It's a very forgiving shooter, which makes you feel like you're Carl D'Angelo out there or Keith Elwin shooting a game. And it's just a party in a box. So for me, I totally on board with Elvira House of Horrors.
No, you're not wrong. But the nice thing is even though it is a little bit more forgiving, the code is so deep. Some of those modes, you're 15 shots, 16, 17 shots long.
Great point.
It seems. So, don't let it fool you that it's not still a deep game to get through. And it's like you said, man, it's got a little bit of everything. It's got the C-list movies. You've got the haunted house in there. You've got the crypt. I mean, it literally just says Halloween and horror. It's just freaking perfect. And again, that there's a lot of mechs, there's a lot of shots. It feels good. It's also, like you said, it's got that nice, just because of the lighting and the sound package. It's just, it still has that nice little creep fun feel to it as well that you just can't find anywhere else.
Totally agree. Totally agree. So Elvira's House of Horrors comes in at number 4. Number 3, this is a community top 5 pinball machines as voted on the Flippin' Out Pinball podcast socials. Number 3, Greg, is Spooky Pinball's The Evil Dead, which was released 2014.
How do you not? How do you not?
That's a scary movie. It's one of, at the time when it came out, probably scariest movie I'd ever seen, and that lasted for years and years and years. That's pretty terrible. But back in the day, like, we were watching scary movies a lot younger than kids are now. Like, I remember seeing some pretty violent, scary stuff, growing up as a kid, and you didn't really think twice about it, unless I had bad parents, potentially. But
but the Deadites were just still so creepy. I mean, just living down in that cellar and stuff, man. And Linda,
for sure.
Like, oh no, man, there was still something. Even the horror and the stuff that we were subjected to as kids, that still just had such a nasty, eerie feeling to it beyond anything else. Because we kind of grew up more the slasher age a little bit too, with stuff,
right?
Freddy Krueger, Jason, everything. So there's still something to be said about that movie and how terrifying it is.
Number 2, Greg. Monster Bash, Williams Electronics, 1998. That was the original. I mean, it's been remade since.
Yes.
But what are your thoughts on Monster Bash?
Oh man, so this one's a tough one for me because I think Gomez's layout is really nice. It's great, actually. And I love Universal Monsters. I love everything about the Universal Monsters. But kind of a product of that era. It's not the deepest, most complex game, so you can kind of run through it. To me, it belongs in a little bit larger collection. Gorgeous game, fun game. But again, you got
cool mechanical things happening on the playfield too, which
it really does. I love going through the monsters. Like, it's fun. It's a good game. But as if we were looking at it just theme aside, maybe not my top.
No, that's fine. But theme-wise, I totally get why Monster Bash would be 100%. On there. I mean, you walk into a game room on Halloween and you see a Monster Bash, I think you're pretty happy to see it.
Exactly.
That's going to bring us to number 1. Probably no surprise here, and it's going to go back to Spooky Pinball, and that is Halloween. Release date 2021. I don't see how you can't have that at number 1. Literally, the name of the game is Halloween. It's based off the John Carpenter film, which is iconic in its own way. And it's one of your personal favorite games of all time, I think, right? You love Halloween.
I literally played it for probably about an hour yesterday. Like,
really?
Dude, it's one of those things. Listen, again, I'm always being a dead horse, and I'm always arguing with people about this game because they just typically don't like the way it shoots. But the rule set is so good. It encompasses that movie so well, just like, multiple other spooky games. It just, the feel of it with the music and the call outs from Loomis, just the modes themselves, the entire sound package, the lighting on it. Dude, it literally draws you in and makes you feel like you're part of that film. It is so damn good. So I hate it when it's overlooked and people don't give it a chance and get used to the shots. And I honestly like the way it shoots. Like, I don't mind it. It's different. It's very different to shoot. It's not overly complicated. Man, I could go on forever about this game. I love it.
Yeah, I know you love the game. For me, the theme brings me in right away. So all my other barriers are a little bit lower when I enter into a game that I'm buying into the theme. And it is a quirky shooter for sure. You've got 3 upper play fields on that one. I don't have a ton of time on the game to really express a deep dive opinion of it, but from a theme standpoint and from what I know about the game, and what I played about the game, and how much I love the movie Halloween, I think it's a great pick for the community selection of
it's
number
gorgeous.
1.
The back glass, the art on that back glass is so pretty, and it's so rich. The cabinet is one of the richest, even without the butter cab. That cabinet artwork is just so rich looking.
It's got, like, those fall colors,
yes,
right? It's like
it's got the leaves and stuff. Oh, and the powder coated armor with the the pumpkin speaker grills and stuff. Just everything about that game is so perfect to me. So perfect.
Is yours bolted to the floor? Do you see it moving along at any point?
Oh, no, it's bolted to the floor. I've had it for a while.
Keep it?
Yeah, and I mean, I said it might move sometime, but I have no reason to. Like,
Everything
I
moves.
still enjoy it that much, and I just, you know, we're kind of one and the same on liking our horror stuff. And like you said, like you just can't. It's quintessential. You just can't
Yeah.
get any better. So I just theme alone, I just love looking at it. Even if I didn't play it for a year, I would still just love turning it on and looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally get it. I don't mind looking at games in attract mode and just
No,
having the light show sweep through. And you know, and I'll say this too. If you have a multiple pin lineup, whether it's 2 or 3 or 4 or 20, to be able at any time turning them all on, crack a little drink or a beer, go downstairs and just stare at that stuff and look at them. It's like it's so cool.
I love it.
I love it too. I love it. It's one of the things I love about pinball is how uniform they look all together. Even if you got little subtle differences between companies and cabinet designs, it's still, you know, seeing the artwork and the light shows. I don't know.
Agree.
It's something cool. All right. So to recap there on the community top 5 at 5, Bram Stoker's Dracula, 4, Elvira's House of Horrors, 3, Evil Dead, 2, Monster Bash, 1, Halloween. Do you want to quickly run through ours? I mean, I think we probably have a lot of similar
Oh yeah,
games on the list. I can go through mine first. You can go through yours, or we can go through each one of ours from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 position.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's go separate.
All right. All right. You want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right, I'm gonna do it quickly. Coming in for me, number 5. It's a brand new pinball machine, but it totally hits the haunted house theme for me, and that'd be the Winchester Mystery House, just released by Barrels of Fun, so release date 2025. Did not get enough time on I think I played 1.5 games at Expo, but I watched everybody play that game for hours and hours and hours. Haunted house theme, ghosts, spirits, spirit boards. You got everything on there, so you know that's a Halloween theme for me, and I'd love that to be in my Halloween collection. Number 4 for me, Bram Stoker's Dracula. A lot of people say Bram Stoker's Dracula. Dracula. Bram Stoker's Ejaculate. Bram Stoker's Ejaculate. A lot of people say Bram Stoker's. It's actually, it's. Where's
dead.
my mind at here?
You're
on
talking
Halloween?
about a real nightmare.
Yeah, that's right. That's the Halloween pin that nobody needs in their collection. But
You know what? I'm sorry. The thing that makes all of this always so perfect is you are seriously one of the like nicest, most straight edge guys I've ever known in my entire life. So when shit like that comes out of your mouth, it makes it extra funny to me.
I think I'm just closeted vulgar, man. It's I've been nice for too long. coming out on the Flipping Out Pinball podcast is somebody a little bit more intense and in your face. But yeah, so number 4, Bram Stoker's Dracula. For me, number 3 was Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters did not make the community top 5. It was an honorable mention. I love the game. It's my first new in-box game. From the time you hit the start button and you kind of hear the music going and you get into the collecting the ghosts, iconic movie. Ghostbusters is one of those movies that I love seeing around Halloween time. And you can usually catch it somewhere on TBS or Netflix, wherever you want to see it. But huge game for me. I love Ghostbusters. Number 2, I've got Elvira's House of Horrors. No surprise, talked about it in the community top 5. Great pin for Halloween. And then number 1, also Halloween. How is Halloween not in the top 5, much less the number 1 position? But I'm curious to see what your top 5 is, Greg.
So I'm coming in number 5. I would have to go, and this one's a little bit of a shocker because I can't say that I'm necessarily super wild about the game fully itself, but it's just so unnerving, is Spooky Pinball's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah.
Like, it is just so unnerving and chilling, and the clips and everything else they have in there and the sound effects, dude, it's just such an unnerving game. Like I said, I can't say I'm super wild about it. It shoots flow, it's fine. The code is good. They get the meat grind, everything's good. You know, not one of my favorite games, but I have to have it in there just because it's so unsettling. Like,
and it just missed entering that top 5. I mean, that was definitely an honorable mention on our list. It had gained quite a few votes.
So crazy. So then number 4, I would be at Elvira's House of Horrors. Again, like what we discussed, just kind of quintessential, just fun, good game, campy. You know, you can have it in your house. You don't have to be worried about your kids being too terrified of it. As long as you're okay with Elvira herself, it's great. You're good. Then I'm going to probably come in number 3. This one, I don't know how much it was really on the list. Walking Dead. The Walking Dead, I love that code set. I love the theme, of zombies. The show's kind of jumped the shark. I'm not so wild about the show, but that's just a fun, campy game in itself too. Bashing the well walker and the barn and zombies, and you're killing zombies. It's just one of my favorite all-time games. Number 2 coming in, dude, Bram Stoker's Dracula. I'm there with you. It's just still close to my heart. Love the theme. Gameplay's good. It's fun. And then obviously, no surprise at all, Halloween, number 1.
Halloween.
Yep.
Halloween.
One of the best games ever made. I don't care who you are. I'll die on that hill. I'll fight you every day. And it's a great game. But so Ken, just for clarification too, Ghostbusters, I completely agree with it being on your list just because I love, it's one of my favorite games. That and Walking Dead are 2 of my just all-time favorite, the way they play, the code set and everything else. But, like I said, I had to go a little bit more horror. I had to go a little bit more creepy.
It's fair. It's fair. I was just going for general. I think some of it's just experience I had with games in previous falls in the Halloween, and it just makes me think about Halloween.
Yeah.
There were a lot of honorable mentions, games that were brought up, not necessarily that made the list in no particular order. Addams Family was on that list for some votes. Yeah. We had Haunted House, which was on the list, of course. Munsters, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scooby-Doo, Tales from the Crypt, and I was going to say Walking Dead, but you just kind of brought it in.
See, all fun games, man. Because you look at, just based on theme alone, Nightmare on Elm Street should be on there. Just not the deepest, most fun game, but still looks awesome. Great theme. Same thing with a couple other things on that list. They're all kind of deserving. Tales from the Crypt is so nostalgic for our generation.
Yeah.
Amazing, still a fine shooter. Cool rule set. I like the rules, but I love that 90s, Sega Data East rule set. But man, yeah, all of them are honestly great games to me.
I was pleasantly surprised to realize how many horror or Halloween or spooky themed games there actually are out there to purchase.
Yeah.
When I think about it just in general, I always think that it's a little bit more of a limited genre, but there's actually a lot dating all the way back to the beginning of pinball time, it seems like. So,
well, and obviously Spooky keeps adding to that and building it just with their company alone.
They're almost cornering that market on new spooky themed pins. And I know that's something that's in their blood, right? Going all the way back to Charlie Emery and Bug, that's just in their core. So it's cool to see a boutique company that's able to put these titles out, get these licenses going, and just have the passion behind them. Again, passion's an overused word probably, but I see it there and I appreciate it for what it is. 100%.
And I think we have plenty of room more. And you know what else, Ken? For all you listeners, make sure to subscribe for our Patreon because we have some bonus content today. In that bonus content, we're going to be talking about some rumored games, but not only rumored games, but we're going to continue our Halloween mindset and talk a little bit about some potential horror themed pinball machines that we might want to see in the future.
And if we have any control over it, we will see them in the future, Greg.
Absolute truth.
You can go to patreon.com/Flipping Out Pinball Podcast.
Bonus listens.
All right, Greg, that's going to round out this episode of Flipping Out Pinball Podcast, episode 12. First and foremost, if you're looking for a new or used pinball machine or entertainment gaming device, you can go to Flip, the letter N out Pinball, flippingoutpinball.com. You can see all of our inventory there, see what's available, order your game today. If you want to reach out to myself or Greg to order a game, you can hit me up at ken@flippingoutpinball.com. Greg, how can they reach you?
Greg at flippingoutpinball.com.
And as always, if you go to the flippingoutpinball.com Facebook page, which is Flippin' Out Pinball, you can see all the used inventory on the pinned post at the top of the page. And Greg, the used inventory's been coming in. And it's been almost leaving immediately a lot lately.
Zach listed some games the other night, wrote us, it was late in the evening.
I know.
Woke up the next day and he was like, this is sold, this is sold, this is sold, and this is sold.
Yeah.
And we were like,
it's like, when?
Yeah, how did you do that in your sleep?
I know. Well, he's taking messages almost all the time and he's getting these deals, solidified for people. So that's, again, flippingoutpinball.com or the Facebook page, Flippin' Out Pinball. On a personal note, if you're a fan of the podcast and you don't mind, if you're hanging out on our Facebook page at all, which is Flippin' Out Pinball Podcast, would you do me a favor? Just hit the follow button for us. We're trying to get to 1,000 follows. I just think that's a cool little milestone for us to have, especially being a new podcast. It would be kind of cool to have the 1,000 follows. If you don't mind, Flipping Out Pinball Podcast on Facebook, but you can find us on all social media. You can go to Instagram, X, and YouTube. We do have video content that we'll be releasing here in upcoming episodes, so you're going to want to consider that. And then finally, we talked about Patreon throughout the show. Go to patreon.com. You can search Flipping Out Pinball Podcast or patreon.com/Flipping Out Pinball Podcast. You can join there for free, but we do have subscription tiers there that offer you bonus content, which we're going to get ready to launch a little bit more today. And then guess what, Greg? Guess what's coming up in November?
What's that?
It's our After Hours Hangout.
Dun, dun,
our second one. Yeah, so you want to get in there. I had a really good time talking to everybody.
I did too.
It was live video.
We have a schedule for an hour, and we went for almost 2 hours. We just couldn't stop.
I have a feeling it's just going to end up going long, or you're going to have to bail because you're on the Eastern time zone, and it tends to be a little bit later for you. And I know you're an early bird. 5 o'clock in the morning, you are up and at 'em. But
just equally eager to get to bed because I have to wake up.
That's true. That's true. We appreciate the listen. For Greg Bone, I am Ken Cromwell. Don't forget to take some time out of your day and play some pinball. So long, everybody.